Did I get it?
No, you didn't get it. You can still hear it buzzing, can't you?
No, but there's more than one.
We didn't know about Portugal's thriving fly population, or how lacking in manners they would be. We generally rescue every bug we find inside, but these fuckers were a pleasure to kill. We were enjoying our place in Cabasudo and exploring our nook of central Portugal. We were looking at real estate daily and made a few trips to view properties. There were a couple of standouts, but nothing that felt quite right yet.
There was a full supermoon coming, the harvest moon. Sometimes we make moon water by holding a vessel of water, trying to focus or infuse it with an intention. Then we leave it out in the moonlight and drink it in the morning. We decided to implement our ritual. We aren't Wiccan or anything, but we find spirituality in nature, and creating ceremony within it is not only fun, but it often provides insights, even if just by way of contemplating your intentions. We had friends coming to visit on the coast in Elmos de Gemme near Sintra, and my birthday was in a few days, so Neil added a surprise stop to our little excursion. We traveled south through orchards of cork oak and arrived at Foros de Salvaterra at the spa Neil had booked for the night.
We loved their bug wall. There were beautiful koi fish and turtles in the channels along the walkways. Inside, it was like a jungle maze, a far cry from the considerably less lush surroundings. There was also an outdoor kitchen, fire pit, pool, and both wet and dry saunas. The room was incredible too, beautifully designed and provisioned. We were thrilled by the luxurious bathtub.
We loved our stay here. It was a destination. These are beautiful. Then we were back on the road to meet Neil's two visiting besties in Almosajemeth. We arrived to the first rain we'd seen in a while. The next day, Neil's friends arrived, and we went to explore a local monastery, Convento dos Capuchos. There were some hijinks, but it was hard to upstage the beauty, quiet, and synergy with nature of this place. I loved the use of broken and found items as adornment. There were even a few impromptu historical reenactments, but I'm not sure how accurate they were. On our way out, there was some sort of traditional Portuguese dancing demonstration.
We decided not to go into the famous sites in Sintra as they were so busy with lineups around the block.
Instead, we went back to our little coastal town and the boys went for a chili dip.
The conquering heroes return.
I feel so fortunate to have lifelong friends like these two. Although we hadn't seen each other in years and live on 3 different continents, it may as well have been yesterday that we were 14 and skateboarding some parking lot curve in Johannesburg. At times we have lived together, we've traveled the world together, and though so much has changed, some things really have not. The brotherhood we share has a special place in my heart, and always will. We spent a few more days together, and then we headed home. We drove northwest to Real Fábrica do Gelo in the Serra de Montejunto and camped our first night in our micro camper. It was awesome.
The campground was beautifully maintained and equipped. In true Portuguese form, there were marble countertops in the camp washrooms. There was also a cafe and museum, as in the 18th century they used to produce ice here, being the highest and therefore coldest place near Lisbon.
We took in a few more sights on our way back home. Back in Cabasudo, the seasons were changing. Kaki and castanhas were in season, as well as some other things. And finally, it was time for the olive harvest. We exchanged our labor for an olive harvesting class with our landlords. We helped their neighbor as well.
We discarded the leaves and sticks by hand, then destemmed them again in a machine called an olive foliage remover. Finally storing them in fresh water.
Here we are, having a lovely little carpet picnic, pick-a-pow, veggie style. Because there's gonna be a good movie on TV.
I'm scared.
We're gonna watch Alien. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Sunday olive harvest movie break.
Rainy day.
Delight.
Delight.
The power's just gone out. Movie's literally starting. The circuitry isn't ideal in this place.
No.
But it sounds like it's coming back. It's coming back on.
The rainy weather seemed to put off some olive pickers, but having lived in Vancouver, Canada for decades, we are not made of sugar. Besides, if you stay out long enough in a rainstorm, you'll likely witness a rainbow.
As soon as the sun came back, it was back to the harvest. This time with the fancy electric tool that ran off of a car battery. Over a couple of weeks, we picked all of the olives. We especially enjoyed helping our neighbors, ironically, whom we did not share a common language with. The olives were stored in water, draining and replenishing when necessary. We were picking for the sole purpose of olive oil, and now it was time for them to get picked up and pressed at the lagar. Our lot was 740 kilograms. First, the olives are washed. Then they are gently heated to extract the oil.
So, updates time. We are very excited because we have a 3-month house sitters stay on an off-grid farm, which is super exciting for us because we get to learn some of those systems like hydroelectric power. There's a stream that runs through this property, so we're going to learn how that works. Solar and maintenance of a solar system. We get to take care of some goats and some sheep and a dog and a cat, which is wonderful. But it also led us to this conversation, which is we realized that we're way better at remaining excited and curious about where our next step might be, as opposed to being filled with trepidation about what's next or where we're going. Which is a really cool place to be after being the opposite for forever. I suppose.
I mean, not forever. I think
No, but
we've both done a lot of challenging things travel-wise and putting ourselves in new experiences. But specifically since we unburdened ourselves of our former life and sold our condo, we've been living in different places for not very long. And then we got this amazing boon of like security feeling in a vibe in a building and all those things, the way a lot of people do get those feelings at BMPs. And then leaving that to come here with a few days accommodation, we felt charged and good to do that. But after a while of traveling around again, of course, as is natural, when we landed our first house sit, it was 3 weeks, and we were very excited for that normality. Everything stays the same for a bit. And then we rented this place, and we were talking about this today or the other day, that we've only been here. We've rented this place for 3 months total, and we have another couple weeks before the 3 months is up.
But we've actually only been here 2 months.
Yes, we were away for 3 weeks once in Lusa for a house sit that we couldn't refuse, and a week for visits with friends. So we haven't even been here that long, and we were just having this conversation about how we're so ready to move to the next thing, which is so funny because previously we'd be looking for, it's also going into winter, looking to like get cozy and nestle down and, stockpile for the winter. But we've really kind of changed. And we wanted to share why we think this is, which we're trying to kind of undo for ourselves. So I think we've really opened our minds, and in this whole process of bravery cultivating and faith, and we're doing a lot of chatting, and we do a lot of holistic kind of treating of our bodies. I think we go on lots of long walks. We talk a lot about a lot of things that we previously didn't do, and it really creates a sense of security inside. So I think you're looking less on the outside for that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I also, in taking some brave steps in our world, it creates more bravery. I don't know if that's the right way to put that. Flies everywhere, always.
Bravery begets more bravery.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe the correct thing to say is, after taking some brave steps, we have a bit more faith in the universe, or in the world, and we feel more and more like we're going to land on our feet, and we can make more bold steps, because it's exciting, and it's that feeling of excitement over trepidation that we find really neat.
So maybe that's what we want to share, is that it's like that thing, we've mentioned it before, because we've had it in other parts of our lives, but like once you start walking the path, the path just appears in front of you. Like, this is a skill we wanted to build, we really wanted to work on our faith, etc. And it's growing without specifically working on it. It's growing because of the way we're choosing to live and put everything out on the table of our wants and needs, and like just stay in this, I guess, kind of vulnerable place of like constantly putting yourself in different situations and trying new things. And this house sit that we have is for the winter. It's 3 months, and it's a huge opportunity for us because it's how we want to live, and it's a great way to try it out in kind of the worst time of year, the harshest. I don't know. I think summer's harsher, but people say winter is harsher. We've come from Canada, maybe not. Best time to test it out and see if we do want to live with these off-grid systems that we've been planning for, our original plan the whole time, and if we want to be that isolated. So I think, it's just such a cool opportunity, and it's all come together a really great fortuitous timing and timeline.
It's also going to be really interesting in terms of the isolation everyone keeps warning us about. We feel like we're going to be just fine with it, but it's going to be great to do it here in a different country and feel it firsthand. It's not completely isolated at all. It'll be sort of, I think, 45 minutes to a real town. 15
minutes to Viseu, which is a big town.
Okay.
It's really close.
It's not isolated, but once you're on the property...
It is. Like, there's no neighbors around. It's a big property. It's isolated, and this is what people say. You want to live on a quinta until you get out there, but we do have experience living really rustically on our own, even with people around, but on our own. So I think, and we like to get out there, so we'll see. And we also anticipate we'll have lots of friends that come to see us at some point, so I don't think that's going to be an issue for us. But it is a really great time to check it out. One of the things we look forward to, perhaps in vain, when we get to the next place off grid, is that maybe there'll be less power outages from stove use. That's our hope anyway. It's been happening a lot. We're back on.
We weren't going to miss the bad wiring, but we would miss our landlords, the Lemon Man and Bean Lady, unique and lively individuals that we befriended right away. And we won't soon forget them for our first home in Portugal. So we went on saying goodbye to our little pocket of Portugal. Trying on other people's lives via house sitting has been wonderful. We've learned so much this way, and it has helped focus our dream scenario here.
Don't forget, it's time to move.
Some experiences we've gained value from include learning how well a solar water heater works, the commitment it takes to care for a huge garden. What happens if someone has municipal water and doesn't pay a bill for 7 months? That was interesting. They literally remove the pipe that supplies your property. These and many more, such as different styles of houses and how they fare with different heating and cooling methods, etc. But now, we had landed the big one we had been waiting for, an off-grid quinta over winter in the northern central area of Portugal.
We said goodbye to all of our local friends, many of which were animals.
There they are. It's the pig hole. You got an egg pie? Delicious. Hi, buddy.
And we went to our local for one last beer.
And, as is tradition, left our mark. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.